everybody, are you excited to check out WanTube? It's YouTube. No, WanTube, yeah! It's YouTube. No, seriously, it's called WanTube. It's a cute play on the name. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that great? It's Weirded Night on YouTube! Go check us out on YouTube. Check out our channel. Check out everything we have up there so far. We're uploading our old episodes. We have all your favorite bits from the Waniverse. Just make sure you go in, give it a deep dive, and most importantly, give it a subscribe and click that little notifications button so that you get notified each and every time we upload some new shit. Until then, I'm just gonna try not to get sued by YouTube.
Hey, are you guys wanting to start a cult? I've started over 12 cults. And let me tell you, the first 3 you do are going to end in mass suicide before you want them to. So when you follow my guidelines to setting up a cult, you will get maximum financial benefit from your people. You will get all of their money, and they will choose to leave you acting like crazy people because you give a lot of this is also giving them psychedelics, so they say crazy stuff that no one will possibly believe, but they believe it themselves. You're basically like the good guy, like Britney Spears' dad. You're taking care of everything because they don't need their money, you need their money. If you get my 20 to 57 step program, I'm still not done with it, you too can run a cult successfully, like I have multiple times.
So then let's consider first of all, what is a mind in the grip of vicious circles? Well, one of the most obvious instances that we all know is the phenomenon of worry. The doctor tells you that you have to have an operation. And that has been set up so that automatically everybody worries about it. But since worrying takes away your appetite and your sleep, it's not good for you. But you can't stop worrying, and therefore you get additionally worried that you are worrying. And then, furthermore, because that is quite absurd and you are mad at yourself because you do it, you are worried because you worry because you worry. That is a vicious circle. So now, can you allow your mind to be quiet? Isn't it difficult? Because the mind seems to be like a monkey, jumping up and down and jabbering all the time. Once you've learned to think, you can't stop. And an enormous number of people devote their lives to keeping their minds busy and feel extremely uncomfortable with silence. When you're alone, nobody's saying anything, there's nothing to do. There's this worry, this lack of distraction. I'm left alone with myself, and I want to get away from myself. I'm always wanting to get away from myself. That's why I go to the movies, that's why I read mystery stories, that's why I go after girls or anything that you do, or get drunk or whatever. I don't want to be with myself. I feel queer. So, well, why do you want to run away from yourself? What's so bad about it? Why do you want to forget this? Why do you want to become absorbed? Because you are addicted to thoughts. This is a drug, a real dangerous one. Compulsive thinking, going on and on and on and on and on all the time. It's a habit. So there's a difficulty about stopping that activity. And you really have to stop it if you want to be sane. Because if I talk all the time, I don't hear what anyone else has to say. Then I'll end up in the situation of having nothing to talk about but my own talking. Or so in exactly the same way, if I think all the time, I won't have anything to think about except thoughts. So in order to have something to think about, there are times when you simply must stop thinking. Well, how do you do that? The first rule is don't try to. Because if you do, you will be like someone trying to make rough water smooth with a flat iron. And all that will do will stir it up. So in the same way as a muddy, turbulent pool quiets itself when left alone, you have to know how to leave your mind alone. It will quiet itself.
pillow for my head. Tomorrow was gone, no future to fear, no truth to hold dear. I've never been so sure. I had been cured of time and the quest for reason and infinite unending freedom. I'm coming back again. 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 I had a dream that I woke up perfectly stuck. It's never been so clear. 45 years, more in the box, when nobody talks. I've never been so sure. I had been purified in the sands of reason, an ageless empire of truth and meaning. I'm coming back again. 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 I'm
I'm Private Shoe Detective Steve Germany. Do you have a missing shoe? A disobedient shoe that doesn't listen to you? Maybe a sock that goes missing in the wash every now and then? Do you need someone to find it? Well, I'm fucking from here. I'm not just from here, I am here. I'm Steve Goddamn Germany, and I will find your sock, your shoe, your toe, your foot, whatever goes missing. If it's attached to the bottom of your body, I'm gonna find it. Do you want to know where the hot new LA gears are so that maybe you could, like, acquire them through perfectly legal means, of course? I can help you do it because I'm Steve fucking Germany, a shoe detective. It's what I do. And I'm back in Noirland and ready to make a mystery.
came into my world alone without a care. You brought me light, you brought me hope, erased my fear. And somewhere my sorrow faded. The world in your eyes was waiting. I'll give my love, I'll give my soul without a care. But this anchor weighing on us both is mine to bear. And somewhere the sky got hazy. The world in my eyes was crazy. I don't wanna hurt you, baby. Don't make me hurt you, baby. Don't make me hurt you, baby. Don't wanna hurt you,
What fire springs forth? What bile does bubble? The black moon swings, and the sky stirs treble. By violent ends, we kill the light. Through the shadows, madness beckons. Weird at night.
Freed from the shackles of time and space, we present Weird at Night!
I'm Stone Cold, and I'm...
Now, Stone Cold, that's not what we agreed to.
God damn it, that's my name!
It's not your name.
It is, God damn it! I'm the Texas Rattlesnake!
To the out there world you are. But who are you in here?
I'm Steve Austin, and I'm an alcoholic.
Hi,
Steve! You can all shut the fuck up right about now. I'm not here because I feel bad about myself. I'm not here because someone made me do it. I'm here because a fucking goblin bird abducted a fucking alien and then crashed the cult I was a part of. Could have happened to anybody. But damn it, Steve. That ain't all, and you know it. I left someone in a bad place. I left them to rot. I have no idea if it's even still alive.
It?
Goddamn right, it. It was a pink fucking cloud that smoked crack and hated everyone. I told it I would be there to help it get through the Hatrix. That's right, the Hatrix.
but I got a little sidetracked. Seems some weirdo found a way to get in. Offered me beer. And then I abandoned the pink cloud and took off to party and kill raccoons. That fucking cloud is the only friend old Stone Cold's ever had. Oh, what have I become? What kind of Stone Cold can be so cold? Not this Stone Cold. At least that's what I thought. I used to say Austin 3:16 means I just whooped your ass. Now, it just means I'm gonna stay sober another day. Thank you.
Well, we have arrived yet again at the sexiest hour of strange, that being 10 p.m. Pacific on a Tuesday or Saturday night, because that means it's Weird at Night, baby, you sexy, mysterious beasts. It's so good to see you. I'm your host in training, Patrick Galactic, coasting through the atmosphere with a head full of thoughts and also lips and a mouth. Isn't that fun? That's fun, isn't it? I love fun. I think you know how we get this shit going, right? Right. We got to sing this song in the cosmos. So let's do it. Make sure you sing along with me now because there's a goblin bird circling us who can hear if you don't. So that's right. We're singing under threats now, but we are singing under threats. That's the way it is. So. Excellent. Now we're getting started. Well, it's not easy to watch, but very encouraging to see extra QAnon member Stone Cold Steve Austin trying to get his shit together. So many vexing and emotionally tangled webs here in the Waniverse. Meanwhile, the pink cloud is going great with Booger Bitch Fantasia Man, and the rattlesnake doesn't appear to have any idea. Now, do you want to know what I did yesterday? Everything except be on my computer. Are you like me? Do you need to justify every moment of your existence through furious activity and struggle? I have so much shit to do all the time, but yesterday I just could not. So I chilled. I watched pro wrestling, I played video games, and took 2 naps. 2! No matter what's going on, friends, we all need to stop and recharge sometimes. It's a big deal, and oh, hold on, I got a call coming.
Pat, listen, man, I need some help here because I've got dirty bitch brass asking me for a trash can for them to sleep in and then also a trash can for their battle stacks. Not really sure why. TC Blackout is running around hugging everything and calling everything a raccoon. And when I say everything, I mean everything. And so, I kind of need you to help out a little bit here because, you invited all these people and they're cool people, that's fine. But I don't know what the hell to do. And Trash Force was not started by Dartone, but is also yours. And you need to take a little bit of responsibility, man.
Do you see what happens when you take a break? Do you see what happens? Do you see what happens when you slow down for 1 second? Catastrophe, despair, trash can shortages. I take 1 day off and now I have a dirty saxophonist who isn't even dirty. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. But if you don't know what's up yet, hold on to your butts because this cosmic calamity ain't no accident, cowpoke. It's an art extravaganza of galactic proportion. Weird at Night is a twice weekly art voyage through the stars. We love music. We bring the surreal comedy. Weird at Night is like a smoky patchwork quilt with Twilight Zone, 90s cable access, Pee-wee's Playhouse, and Reading Rainbow all stitched in. We're astonishingly wholesome for people who say fuck as often as we do here. More importantly than all that, we're a show community. The chat is 100% where it's at. A lot of the stuff we'll be showing tonight was made by people hanging out in the chat. So, give thanks to Queen Mist. Because you're chatting amongst royalty. So don't fear the darkness, darling. We're weird, it's night. You're in the right place. Respect for each other and the flow of the show is essential. Distractors, spammers, you're gonna get your ass kicked out. If you give us a follow, your name's gonna go up in the pretty lights and I'll make up a little tune for you. If you subscribe, which is the best thing you could do to help us out tonight, that would be dope. $4.99 on Twitch, it's not that bad. But if you subscribe, I will go get my guitar and write you a little auto tune right here on the air. So I'll sing your name. We'll put you in the pretty lights. We'll all celebrate you. It'll all be about you. It'll all be about you. It's always about you. Anyway, all right, let the extravaganza begin. Well, now that we've seen Blaze in space in the Chamber of Self-Discovery, it's only right that we finally find out that, Dartone is pathetically attempting to start more cults in Noirland. It's not surprising per se, but I'm not exactly sure who his client base is going to be. But we'll probably hear a little more from Dartone in just a bit, actually. But in a note of a little more seriousness, please do take a rest every once in a while. Make sure you're getting enough protein and hydration in your body. Go for a walk and take a break from whatever it is you're doing. You don't have to be in constant motion to justify your existence, Patrick. Whoops. But that is kind of my deal. That is kind of why I'm always working on something, is because if I slow down, I get anxiety. The wolves are at the door. Hey, remember this? I was telling you about this. This Tina Bell tribute show is this Friday at the Central Saloon, and it has an all-star cast of singers, musicians, and even the original members of Bam Bam. Now, I was really hyped for this, and there wasn't an online event for it, and I was thinking this might be the show that I finally go back to, and I saw the online listing today, and tickets are $150. So they're really, it's a different kind of show than I thought it might be. And I'm super happy for everyone involved. I hope they all make a ton of money, but it's way out of my price range. So I just wanted to give everybody a heads up. It's a big ticket, but it's definitely worth it if you got the cash. So if you do end up going to that show, please let me know in our Discord, because I would love to see some pictures, video, and I'm sure the audience would as well. So that Tina Bell tribute show coming up. It's a big deal. Now, goddamn, we're already on the run and our legs are barely moving. Right now, I want everyone on every platform to ask me a weird question. Whatever you want. An example, Patrick, how much fishnet is too much for a potato head doll? That's just one. Coming up, we have Showmunity superstars Per Gatto back with a live performance. Ditto for the almighty Gibraltar. Plus, we're gonna learn about expressionist painting. We might hear more from Steve Germany and Dartone, and we're definitely going back to the Chamber of Self-Discovery. But first, the Monster of Ceremonies is back with a new release and some truth to bomb.
'Cause your mind still. They say time heals, but the mind feels like everything that's happened yesterday. 'Cause life's real, and them light spills we find appealing in the night deals. Days shine with the mice grills, staring in the mist like a slight chill. The abyss you can't conceal it with your right still. Left reeling like a pill is a dice thrill. Ill intention meant to feel like a knife peels. You mine, I'm you in the slime filter. Divide the tills, I define builder. Sublime mixture of the line pictures. I shiver timbers with the river bender slide ember. Smoke signals with divine members, kind temper. 'Cause I remember when my life entered. Still reminded how we would find adventure. Never blinded by a side quest. Or undecided with no time left. Chris Webber, bet the ledger where you digest. It's whatever if you divest, big pressure. It's a pleasure to.
There we go, Terry Monstrosity, and as you know, Not For Play 2 is available for sale on Bandcamp right now. You can also go to Terry Monstrosity's website, terrymonstrosity.com. Go check it out. I hadn't actually been on Terry's website till recently, and it's pretty extensive. So you can buy it direct from Terry, you can buy it on Bandcamp, but make sure, whatever you do, buy it, because Not For Play 2 is dope. Now, I don't see a lot of questions emerging yet. So if you're gonna ask a weird question, maybe we just need to come back. Or maybe nobody wants to ask a question tonight. You know what? It doesn't matter. Whatever you wanna do. Blaze in Space asks, okay. Blaze in Space asks, important question. When will Gizmo be back in the flesh? Now look, Gizmo is a very cute critter. Gizmo has some limitations, as you know by watching the movies. The Gremlins movies. You can't, feed them after midnight, don't put water on them, stuff like that. However, what also turns out to be true about Gremlins is they have incredibly persistent battery packs that will not come off without you feeling like you're gonna break the whole fucking thing. So, my roommate and I have done a little surgery on Gizmo. We're still attempting to do more. And Gizmo should be back very soon. I wouldn't have imagined he would be out this long in the first place. Alex FMV, would you even know what to do with a nunchuck? Would I even know what to do? Of course I would. Doesn't everybody inherently just know how to use nunchucks? Like, I've seen enough Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to feel like I'm pretty fluent. So, I mean, maybe a Bruce Lee movie or two, but I've seen them all, baby, multiple times. So I feel pretty well versed with nunchucks, maybe even expert level. Madsy End Times, how to human? Well, Madsy, you may first want to verify that you are a human being. I always check first. That's the first step I always check, because if I'm trying to human and I'm not actually human, then maybe I'm just wasting my time. So that's where I'd start. Confirm that you're human, and then we'll take it from there. Dartone the Third, would you sacrifice 10 years off your life to be in perfect health until then? You get to eat all the food you want and have your ideal body health? No. The reason why is because I don't want to know when I'm going to die. I don't want to know if I'm shaving years off my life. God knows what I've already done to shave years off my life. But I definitely don't want to ever have any idea how long I'm going to live. I just want it to be over when it's going to be over. And that's just the way I feel about it. Pergato, do you prefer 11 or 1 teen or 1T1? That's a great question. And I'm going to get back to you with an even better 11 teen. 11 teen, that's how I refer to the hundreds. 11 teen. So yeah, of the options though, I like 1 teen. I'm really a big fan of 1 teen. So 11 teen, 1 teen, we've all gotten a lot closer. Ash Maddie, what is the most surprised you've ever been watching a movie? That's a great question. I was one of those people, I'm not good at noticing little things during movies that lead up to foreshadowing and create big things. So one thing that really surprised me was the ending of The Sixth Sense when I was a kid. However, The Sixth Sense is a movie you can only really enjoy one time, because if you try to go back and watch for all the foreshadowing, it's whatever. It's not really that great a movie once you know the ending. That's my personal feeling. Dartone has a question: which is better in a fight, nunchucks or one stick the same length? Oh, like a staff? Like nunchucks or a staff? I would say nunchucks because I think they hurt a lot and they look scary, so people will leave you alone. If people saw me with a staff, I think they'd just bum rush me and kick my ass. Now, thank you for your questions. I love being able to interact like this and to revel in the silliness of what we all are. Now, we heard from Terry Monstrosity, Showmunity Superstar, with a new release. But there's more! Who could it be? Who could it be?
Maybe one day is a blue summer day and I have answers, and once I knew and I troubled judgment day is a blue summer.
All right, make sure you pick up a copy of Mount Fogg's debut full-length album, Guide to the Unusual. Came out last Friday, and it's great. I bought it this morning, and it's been the soundtrack of my day. A very good one. Don't miss it. But now that we've got the beats going and muscles moving, we're gonna throw to our friends Pergato, who are in the chat with us right now. Showmunity Superstars, Pergato. Now this is a live clip of them performing at the now shuttered Fred Wildlife Refuge, one of my all-time favorite places to see a show. I will eternally miss that place. But this track is called Sound Mind, and the video is a collab between Pergato, JBT Productions, Aerialist, Jane Eyre, and the one and only Place in Space. That was some dope shit from Purgato, Jane Eyre, Aerialist, Jane Eyre. Don't want to get it wrong. JBT Productions and the one and only Blazing Space. Very cool stuff. Now I want to go to a show at Fred so bad, and we can't. We never will again. But so many amazing experiences there. The memories are so good and so strong. Also, stay tuned because that track Sound Mind will be coming out in the very near future. But for now, we just want to say thank you to Showmunity Superstars Purgato. Now, just a reminder, we are voyaging back to the Chamber of Self-Discovery in this episode. We are going to see what the twisted mind of Blazing Space has to present to us yet again. So do not miss that. You want to stick around for that. We also are going to hear from Dartone and Steve Germany. We got a lot more coming up. But speaking of the future, do you know it doesn't exist? I'm not willing to defend that. Never mind. What I do know exists is my favorite source for local news and culture coverage, Converge Media. Check it out. Check it out.
I did it for the city, I did it for the love, I did it for the people, I did it for us.
Back on this rap ish, I ain't even broke a sweat, homie, this practice. Pondering my next move, staring at my track list, hope I ain't missing my window. Praying like a Baptist, Seattle's own. Tired of this Game of Thrones. They made a list of the best rappers, and guess who wasn't on? While the disrespect continues, I'm steady packing these venues.
Got nothing but love for the homies over at Converge. Check out their website and consider joining their Patreon. It's really easy to contribute, and the cause itself is absolutely worth it. Converge is one of the best independent media organizations I'm aware of, and I highly encourage us to all realize that it's our responsibility to support community-funded news. So speaking of credible news, there's no more credible news source for outside-the-box new releases from amazing artists than our friends over at Nada Mucho. Nina Wasson-Carey's got quite a selection for us tonight. Let's check it out. Nina!
Hey everyone, this is Nina Wasson-Carey bringing to you Nada Mucho, newsy news that's new. Here at Nada Mucho, we support independent music. And tonight, we have some fantastic independent music to share with you. These killer tracks are something that you need to put on your playlist tonight. For each of these artists, we're going to drop the links in the chat. What we want you to do is click on those links and follow those artists directly. This is Nina Wasson-Carey, and you are watching Weird at Night.
Never listen close to me, 'cause I'm such a man, I'm such a man, I'm such a monster. 'Cause I'm such a man, I'm such a man, I'm such a monster. 'Cause now you're crying on the phone. You're telling me that you just can't be alone. I am read so easily when he says my name. I swallow down my fantasy. His scent overpowers me.
Times in my mouth, I've become someone else. Someone else, it's amazing how she makes this painting of pastel light fingertips so divine. It's extreme, but I feed on it. If I'm only human, then my hands are useless, unless of course I use them on what they call unclean. So just throw the dirt on my skin, roll around and rub it in.
Scratch on the kitty cat. So so bad, everybody's trying to piggyback. Tap, tap, give me back, give me that. Pity that, I don't know where your city's at. I bleed rainbows, homophiliac. I work long ass days on my pretty lad. Glued in and our eyes, no celiac. No need to proceed with your silly ass. Strangers in my inbox, only friendly when my shit drops. I'm pretending I don't know you wanna use me. Piggyback, piggyback, back.
Fuck yeah, some really cool selections there from Nina Watson-Carey and NotaMucho.com, the oldest running blog in the Seattle music scene, certainly, and one of the oldest running music blogs in the country. So make sure you go to NotaMucho.com and check out the archives, there's a whole history of a scene there, people. Make sure you go check it out. And while you're not forgetting about stuff, don't forget that tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific, tune in to Find Your Weird with myself and Notamucho editor Matt Ashworth on the Stereo app. We talk about a little bit about Weird at Night, but we just talk about music, art, and the things that inspire us. And most of all, we like to connect with you. We want to hear from you. We're really just trying to get you to call in and tell us stuff. That's what we want to hear, is from you. So Find Your Weird every Wednesday, 4 p.m. Pacific. It's become a bit of an extension of Weird at Night, like our Discord chats have as well. So there's no lack of WAN going around, people. And don't forget about those post-show Discord voice chats. We hang out for as long as we feel like it. We've hung out till the sun comes up somewhere. Riffing, sharing, connecting. It's amazing. I'll be there, and I'm sure we'll have a rad group there tonight, so don't miss out. We're almost to the halfway point, and I just got a message that says, not from Dartone III, leader and founder of Trash Force. Oh, God.
Are you tired of being called an asshole? Are you tired of everyone looking at you and saying, like, you have a shitty personality, you're really toxic, if no one likes to be around you, good. Fuck them. They are less than you and don't deserve anything from you, other than for you to manifest your asshole and shit all over them. Being an asshole is one of the best ways to become an artist. Really, think about your friends. When you manifest your asshole, you have to truly embrace the asshole that you are, that you've always been, but you've been hiding it. It's kind of like Michelangelo carving the sculpture out of the piece of rock, because the sculpture was always there, because the piece of rock was bigger than the sculpture. And that's something I live by. Truest of all of the assholes never wipe their ass, because their shit doesn't stink.
Weird at Night is presented by The Status Quo. We've designed your life, now shut the fuck up and live it. My life is a movie that will never end. Patient acceptance of mediocrity is freedom. The Built and Madly game all the kids are talking about. Trust but terrify. Lie to everyone, but insist that they trust you. Just like the pros. Wage war on ideas, breed distrust, paranoia, and win. And Dawn's still on the mend, but almost back. Dawn's long gone lawns. Dawn will take acid and play with knives on your lawn when he's back in action. Because God is in the grass, man. Don't worry, everybody. These are very common injuries for Dawn to be suffering. In the summer season, injury season for Dawn is huge. Use promo code 129-777-777-999-125. Something will happen. It's 10 smackers, but you can pay it in acid. No talking. Keep the kids and pets inside. We are looking for a chinchilla that's gone missing, so keep your eyes out for that. Shitty's Pizza, the hospital. It's next door. If you don't know why, just have a slice. Use promo code Why God Do We Suffer. You get a free depubing, normally $4.99. And if you use that promo code, we'll do you one better. It's called Shave and Save. We use the promo code. We'll use the scraped pubes to make you a complimentary merkin, people. A complimentary merkin. These go for big bucks on the internet. It's fun for the whole family. It's on the corner of 9th and Nocturnal Drive, just past the memory of your first fully charged smartphone. And our omnipresent sponsors, bloodstool.com.com. Need cash?
You need cash in a hurry. We've got spiders, so don't you worry. Visit cashforspiders.net.
All right. Well, those are the sponsors for this episode. We give thanks to them as we do each and every Tuesday and Saturday night at 10 p.m. Pacific, right here on Twitch or YouTube, if that's where you're watching. There's no wrong way to watch Weird at Night. Just go to weiirdatnight.com and figure out how you want to do it. Also, if you haven't yet, make sure you follow the channel. That's a big deal. Make sure you follow the channel. I have a new follower to sing to, by the way. But followers tell Twitch we're on the come up and help us boost ourselves in the great unwashed algorithm. Also, big help to subscribe to us on the YouTube. So make sure you do that, okay? What about Dartone here? Now Dartone's just telling people to be an asshole and trying to market that somehow? Isn't that just kind of being normal for Dartone? Crazy. I'm very excited for this Chamber of Self-Discovery that's coming up because if you saw the last one, you know it's a mind bender, and I can promise you this one will be as well. And what's Dartone saying about you created Trash Force? You created Trash Force. You didn't create Trash Force, Dartone. Alex F&V did, and you even admitted it. So let it go, let it go. You're stuck in New Orleans. I don't know how you're getting out, but if your current efforts are any indication, it's gonna take some time. But speaking of YouTube, hey everybody, are you excited to check out WanTube? It's YouTube. No, WanTube, yeah! It's YouTube. No, seriously, it's called WanTube. It's a cute play on the name. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that great? It's Weird at Night on YouTube! Go check us out on YouTube. Check out our channel. Check out everything we have up there so far. We're uploading our old episodes. We have all your favorite bits from the Waniverse. Just make sure you go in, give it a deep dive, and most importantly, give it a subscribe and click that little notifications button so that you get notified each and every time we upload some new shit. Until then, I'm just gonna try not to get sued by YouTube. All right, well, we're back in the second half, and coming up, we still have a bonkers amount of cool shit to unpack. Steve Germany's around. Dartone probably is. You know, since Dartone's around, Steve's probably around. Plus, Place in Space brings us on an epically strange voyage through the Chamber of Self-Discovery, and we're gonna return to Instrumental from Twist, plus more. But first, I gotta sing to a new follower, and you'll see why in just a minute. But this follower is Starkey Aaron. Starkey Aaron, my heart was barren, but then I saw your name in the chat thing that said you follow Weird at Night, and now you're here, and that's pretty cool. Welcome, Starkey Aaron, and if you don't know who Starkey Aaron is, Starkey Aaron happens to be in the next band we're gonna be talking about, which is Gibraltar, one of Seattle's premier guitar bands, full stop. I really believe that. They've been around, ably captained by the aforementioned Aaron Starkey for a good long time, and I've seen some pretty epic performances. Now, this is a clip from Band in Seattle. I got more to say about it when we come back, but for now, dig.
App for your phone if you just want to periodic smoke when you're in your meeting. Okay.
When I wake up this time, I hope I wake up and find you asleep.
So much heart, so much passion, so much musicality. Damn it! Unreal. And it gets better. It gets better. I'm so excited about what's going on screen. I forgot to pull up the thing here. Gibraltar has a new record coming out called Modern Mischief that will be dropping digitally in September. You can pre-order it now. You can also pre-order this record on vinyl, which, come on, wouldn't you want to do that? I definitely would. So make sure you check that out. Make sure you check out all of Gibraltar's back catalog. We dropped a link in the chat right now. So what are you doing? You don't have any excuse. You got to make sure you get in on this action. But we'll be talking more about Gibraltar as we get closer to release time as well. Thanks, Aaron Starkey, for hanging out in the chat with everybody. Always fun to be able to talk to the artists who are on the show. All right, now, Steve Germany called me earlier from Noirland, pretending to be Ryan Bryan, to tell me that Steve had a really important message for the Waniverse tonight. Stupidly, I agreed.
Well, hey there. It's Stevie G, Steve Germany, Private Shoe Dick, back to solve your foot felonies. Have you got a missing sock, a missing shoe, a missing toe, a missing foot, or even maybe some missing hair? Maybe I can help you find that too. What I do well is find stuff, and what I need you to do is have stuff missing so that I can find it. Because that's what Stevie G is all about. Noirland welcomed me back with open arms, and Stevie G welcomed Noirland back with open feet. Steve Germany, shoe detective. Remember it. Don't forget it. Get in touch with me. weirdatnight@gmail.com. Do you have a shoe caper that needs to be solved? A foot philanderer that needs to be caught? Now's the time. Get to typing.
Well, it's hard to argue with Steve on this. Are you plagued by foot philanderers or footlocker felonies? Steve Germany's your man. If you want to send Steve on an adventure, you absolutely can, is the thing. Hit me up in the Discord after the show. We can work it out. It's really not that hard. And don't forget, we still have an epic Chamber of Self-Discovery to unwrap at the end of the night. Stick around. But while I try to wash the stupid out of my head, we're going to dive back into the wonderful world of visual expression. It is about as expressionistic as you can get because we're literally going to learn about the expressionist movement.
The term expressionism became commonly used in Germany around 1910 to describe avant-garde art of the time. Expressionist art grew out of the work of symbolist artists such as Paul Gauguin, Edvard Munch and Vincent van Gogh. Feelings were emphasised above all else. Expression over impression. Expressionism over impressionism. Artists associated with Expressionism emerged in centres across Germany and Austria. In Dresden, a group of artists called themselves Die Brücke, or the Bridge, seeing their art as the bridge into the future as they freed themselves of the constraints of tradition. Ernst Ludwig Kirchner was a key member of the Bridge. This early painting by him is highly decorative as well as expressive. The bold use of colour and exaggerated form express the exotic qualities of the subject. A Japanese theatre group performing in Dresden. Something new and exotic, escaping from tradition. Emil Nolde, a member of the Bridge for a short while, was a frequent visitor to the Ethnographic Museum in Berlin. This painting looks forward to his trip in 1914 to the South Pacific. The heavy brushstrokes, shadowy figure, and use of deep red gives the viewer a sense of foreboding. Like Kirchner, Nolde was interested in trying to escape traditional artistic forms and in drawing inspiration from non-Western culture. Another expressionist group developed in Munich at the same time as the Bridge. This group, called Der Blaue Reiter, or the Blue Rider, took its name from a painting by Wassily Kandinsky. The art of the group emphasised the spiritual over the earthbound. After the First World War, a new wave of artists came to prominence, rejecting the outpouring of emotions of expressionist art and turned to a matter-of-fact depiction of the world. The new movement was known as New Objectivity. George Gross, who was associated with New Objectivity, claimed it revealed to the oppressed the true faces of their oppressors: ugly, corrupt. In time, though, expressionists and realists who did confront the brutality of the modern, industrialised world would find themselves victims of it. Weimar Germany embraced avant-garde cinema, art, architecture and theatre. But this came to an abrupt end in 1933, when Hitler's Nazi Party came to power. The Nazis labelled modern art degenerate art. Expressionists and other avant-garde art, like New Objectivity, was censored for not upholding what they saw as German values. Once classified as degenerate, many artists went into exile abroad. Kirchner killed himself. Expressionists continued, though, in a fragmented way, to create emotive work. Their influence survived in later art movements like abstract expressionism and neo-expressionism. After the Second World War, expressionism was rediscovered and reclaimed in Germany as part of its true heritage. In the 1970s and 1980s in Germany, several artists looked back at the expressionist forerunners and were themselves dubbed neo-expressionists. Georg Baselitz was one such artist. Censorship and persecution couldn't stop the influence of these avant-garde artists. But if art is born from the human spirit, should we really be surprised?
All right, so that was expressionism, and expressionism is a very vast topic. But I think having done symbolists and some others in the avant-garde, you see a lot of overlap there. So we'll talk more about that in just a bit. But really quick, just want to give you a little heads up about the Shop of Juan, y'all. Go to our artist studio. That's where we feature merch from people who've been on the show a lot, like the Queen, Dirty Bitch Brass, Terry Monstrosity, all kinds of people who've been on the show. Blazing Space, Nada Mucho, Astro Media Lab, Mike Thoreau, a whole bunch of people. But all the purchases made at the artist studio go directly to the people you're supporting. So we don't hold on to the money, we send it to them. Make sure you go give it a look. We also have a cool mug that I actually think is pretty cool that I designed for tonight's show. Give that a look-see. I might actually pick one of those up. I ended up pretty happy with how it turned out. We also have a ton of merch that's for Weird at Night characters and the rest of the Waniverse that you might be rapidly falling in love with currently. So it's now time to turn to our recently banished literary envoy, Twist, and his incredible flash fiction feature, Instrumental.
Hello, and welcome to Instrumental, a segment where I write microfiction for music that has no lyrics. Such as the song Nightcrawler, the 2010 single by American record producer and DJ No Such Thing. Let us begin. My four yellow eyes pierce the midnight darkness like sunbeams through soft soil. My silver scales clack against each other as I slither over the rooftop gutters and down the brick walls tarred with scribbly graffiti and tobacco juice. The thunder has stopped, and all down the alleyway and beyond I hear the clacking of other crawlers, eyes peeking around corners, bellies scraping low over concrete and wriggling through storm drains and potholes, searching for dryness and warmth, but not light. Never light. Light means shouts and grasping hands and death if you're lucky. I stay low and creep behind rain-washed trash cans, slow, threading the needle with my body, listening for footsteps, mouth sounds, a beer bottle smashing against the wall and raining down shards of glass. I hear none of these things. I stop behind a pile of black garbage bags, pungent with rotting scraps of potatoes. I settle against the ground, puff out my breath, and open the scales on my sides all at once. There's some hesitation, and then they all file out. Centipedes, cockroaches, beetles clinging to each other's backs. A family of mice ruffling their fur before scampering away. A rat unstuffing itself from one of the smaller spaces near my tail, looking like a travel-rumpled diplomat, beard made of fuzz and wood shavings. Even a full-size raccoon, carrying her child by the scruff of the neck, clawing a hole in one of the trash bags before burrowing inside. I flex my sides once, twice, make sure I'm not still carrying any passengers, before hoisting myself up and tunneling through the night once more, eyes focused straight ahead. I make it about 10 feet before I come to a dead halt. I can't move. Something has me. My eyes dart back and forth, vision ricocheting with panic. I arc around to try to wrench my tail away from what's gripping it. It's a human, full-sized, slithering towards me on the ground. A male. His face is pale, and his breath is ragged and watery. Blood trailing across the alleyway from the space underneath his belly. More blood trickling down his right side from the clean hole in his back. He's saying something, his sides billowing out with every word. But I can't understand what he's saying, and I just want him away from me. I writhe away, thrash my tail back and forth to escape him. His face pulls tight as he reaches into his pocket for a pen and a scrap of paper, scribbles something against the wet ground. I make a move to dart away, but he tightens his grip, finishes his scribbling, and jams the paper up underneath one of my scales, into me. As soon as he lets go, I am like lightning away from him. I flex my sides as I go, try to shake the paper loose, but it's wedged in there tight. Only when I've reached the mouth of the alleyway do I look back. He's still there, head lolled to one side, looking right at me, eyes dull and soft as moldy cocktail onions. I shudder in revulsion. Humans. Disgusting creatures. Thank you for listening.
Wow, that was truly, truly incredible twist. Moldy cocktail onions, I don't want anything to do with that. But you paint a very, very, very clear picture, my friend. And as always, we're always excited to have Twist here with us every Tuesday night. And if you want even more of an instrumental type vibe, make sure you follow the link that we dropped in the chat and go listen to the Story Stoic podcast. It's a flash fiction podcast that Twist hosts, and it's very similar to instrumental. So if you like what we're hearing here, go check out Story Stoic and you can hear even more. Now, I've been talking about it all night and it's finally time. It's finally time. Our friend, and I do call them a friend even though their paths have split us in some painful ways, Blazing Space was banished back to the Chamber of Self-Discovery a few weeks back. We got an update last week and it was weird as hell. And this one, it's even crazier. So, stick around. We still got auto rights. We still got more to do. But for now, we voyage to the Chamber of Self-Discovery.
Blazing, your ass is going back to the Chamber of Self-Discovery.
No!
Welcome to the Chamber of Self-Discovery.
Welcome to the Chamber of Self-Discovery. Welcome to the Chamber of Self-Discovery.
Don't give up now. Don't give up now. Don't give up now. 'Cause I need you in this life. And you need me in this life.
Than I thought it'd be in here. I'll get my way out of here. I'll find my way out, then get some power, get out of the Chamber of Self-Discovery, and kill Dartone III just like I promised. And then, ah!
Separation is illusion. The chicken is one egg's way of becoming many things. A planet is one star's way of becoming many things. The past is a result of the present. As above, so below.
Wow, that's really profound. Nina? You've changed.
I've merely accepted this form to appear as your familiar companion. Blaze in space. You left the pink cloud in the Hatrix. You betrayed Steve Germany. You plotted to kill Dartone and framed Sam Circle. But there are many planes of existence and dimensions of reality. You are also here in the chamber of self-discovery. Can people be talked out of illusions? Or do people have to see themselves out, I wonder?
Yeah, whatever. Just show me the way out of here, okay?
You don't have to do anything at all. But you can't try to not do anything because that's trying to do something. There is no road to here because you're already here. Wherever you go, there you are.
Yeah. Wherever you go, there you are. Remember this from last time. Show me something I can't see. How do I attain knowledge of myself? How do I get out of here? And how do I get there?
All I can say is, that's the wrong question. I do know where it is, but if I were you, I wouldn't start from here. That is a fight between the questioner and the one whom the question is addressed. Blaze in space, meet Blaze in space.
It's my most resilient monster. The anxiety-fueled, workaholic, vanity-driven, gorgeous, greedy Blaze in space. Do you know that you're one of the most beautiful creatures to ever live a life? I mean, do you realize that your existence in and of itself makes everything we experience possible? And do you know that I love you? Tell you what I do know. I don't need you, good Blazin'. Hail Satan. Fuck the marks.
Okay, we'll come back to that, Blazins. You need to learn the principle of polarity. The principle embodies the truth that everything is dual. Everything has two poles. Everything has its pair of opposites. It explains the old paradoxes that have perplexed so many, which have been stated as follows. Thesis and antithesis are identical in nature, but different in degree. Opposites are the same, differing only in degree. All pair of opposites may be reconciled. Extremes meet. Everything is and isn't at the same time. All truths are but half-truths. Every truth is a half-false. There are two sides to everything. It explains that in everything there are two poles, or opposite aspects, and that opposites are really only the two extremes of the same thing, with many varying degrees between them. To illustrate, heat and cold, although opposites, are really the same thing. Look at your thermometer and see if you can discover where heat terminates and cold begins. There is no such thing as absolute heat or absolute cold. The two terms heat and cold simply indicate varying degrees of the same thing, and that same thing which manifests as heat and cold is merely a form, verity, and rate of vibration. So heat and cold are simply the two poles of that which we call heat.
Opposites are the same, differing only in degree. So heat and cold are simply the two poles of that which we call heat.
And the phenomena attendant thereupon are manifestations of the principle of polarity. The same principle manifests in the case of light and darkness, which are the same thing. Where does darkness leave off and light begin? What is the difference between large and small, between hard and soft, between black and white, between sharp and dull, between noise and quiet, between high and low, between positive and negative. The principle of polarity explains these paradoxes, and no other principle can supersede it. The same principle operates in the mental plane. Let us take a radical and extreme example, that of love and hate. Love and hate. Two mental states apparently totally different. And yet, there are degrees of hate and degrees of love.
There are degrees of hate and degrees of love.
And a middle point in which we use the terms like or dislike, which shade into each other so gradually that sometimes we are at a loss to know whether we like or dislike or neither, and all are simply degrees of the same thing. And it is possible to change the vibrations of hate to the vibrations of love, in one's own mind and in the mind of others. Many of you.
It is possible to change the vibrations of hate to the vibrations of love, in one's own mind and in the mind of others. Many of you
have had personal experiences of the involuntary rapid transition from love to hate, and the reverse in your own case and that of others. And you will therefore realize the possibility of this being accomplished by the use of the will. Good and evil are but the poles of the same thing, and the master understands the art of transmuting evil into good by means of the application of the principle of polarity. In short, the art of polarization becomes a phase of mental alchemy, and understanding the principle will enable one to change their own polarity as well as others, if they will devote the time and study necessary to master the art. The Kabbalion. So what do you Blazons have to say about that?
Oh, fuck. We're never getting out of here.
Wow, that was intense and revelatory and awesome. Thank you, Blaze in Space. Thank you, Nina Wasson Carey, for fighting the good fight for the soul of our friend Blaze in Space. Lots to consider there, and the principle of polarity is certainly one that I've been turning on recently. So hopefully that gave you something helpful to jump off from in your own life, because there's a lot there to unpack. Don't worry, you can always watch it again later if you missed anything. Now, we're about to do what's called an auto write, but before we do that, I simply want to remind you that we have a baller Discord chat after each show. You can go over to our the Weird at Night Discord and go over to our community voice channel, and a bunch of us will be in there riffing, talking about what we did tonight, talking about what we want to do in the future. Everybody's got ideas, everybody's throwing stuff around. It's a lot of fun. But for now, what we're doing is called an auto write. What is an auto write? Well, it was the tool of the surrealists, in that as I count back from 10, you just try to clear your mind. As clear as you can get it. Don't worry about it if it doesn't get all the way clear. Mine never does. But you just try to clear your mind as I count back from 10. When I get to 1 and then say go, we are all gonna start writing like feverish little bunnies in the chat. And you just write whatever comes into your head. It shouldn't make any sense if you're actually clear. So don't worry about spell check. Don't worry about editing anything. We don't want you to do that. We want to see what's raw materials in your head. Pergato's already throwing the warning signs out. They got a real small keyboard tonight. Do your best. Everybody just do your best and try to have some fun, okay? All right, so I'm gonna count back. 10, 9. Oh, sorry, I didn't explain something. After about 30 seconds, I'm gonna say stop. And while you're writing, you just stop and hit return or enter all of the comments are going to come into the chat. I'm going to read them out loud. Then we're going to blast off into the Artmosphere and to the Discord, where we're all going to hang out for a little while and have a good time. All right, now I'm going to count. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start writing. All right, and stop. All right, we have 3 in already. I'll start reading while the others come in. This is from Blazing Space. Stardust on my lap, but finding some letters falling like a glass of water in reverse, putting the broken glass together and settling the ripples, letting the water fly upwards back to its source and the cup go back into its cabinet. Purr, says Stardust. Very nice, Blazing. Dartone the Third, riding a reincarnated mammoth. I lead the wolf pack that would conquer the world. It was raining squirrels and rats. Good, my army would be well fed tonight, and in the morning we would kick down the gates of hell to save my love, then kill the devil and take their place. You're next, God. Let's see who is God by next week. Well, pretty in line with Dartone. Weird at Night. This is me. Hi, it's me, the burning body of a burning boy from long ago. Except the fire is hotter now and there's more embers to spill up around. Bwahahaha! You will burn by my embers, God! Do you hear me? Fun to express and fun to live. Live as long as you can. And don't apologize for it. Alex F and V. But do it, you little boo bear, bubble butt. I hope you only meet strangers and no one perceives you today. Do not perceive me. I am an enigma. An enigma, I tell you. Have any of you met me? No. How can you be sure I'm real? You cannot. Okay, Pat can. Pat isn't real though. I replaced his body with a Smurf pile when he was 14. I kind of believe it. Purgato. I realized having all black clothes sucks. I can't find anything in my closet. It's dark in there anyways, but all my clothes are black. I can't tell the difference between my underwear, socks, shirts, pants when they're all on the floor together. I'm amazed I haven't left the house trying to wear my boxers as a tiny little vest. The kind of monkey would wear, not a chimp, but one of those small monkeys that steals your sandwich in Thailand. I love it, Purgato, love it. Naomi, Fayomi. If my mind is clear, I won't make any sense at all. If my mind is clear, I will write without clarity. Clarity, barity, farity, polarity. Everything is clear and not clear at the same time. Very well done. Very well done. I'm Fatty Magoo. Every time I empty my mind is as if there were a million things waiting to flood in. Everything is and isn't, and I wonder how many degrees are between my self-doubt and self-love. That's a question you gotta keep asking, Magoo. That's a great one, though. Ash Maddie, Pee-wee's Playboy House of Cards. Don't ever go there. It's not a place even. I just made it up. No one wears ascots there anymore, and they mostly listen to Buffett. Jimmy, that is. I like the ascot thing. I'm into ascots. I want an ascot. Damn it! Somebody get me an ascot. Guilty Art Music. I wish I could upload a pic so you could see what kind of voodoo I'm up to here with all my crystals, smudge sticks, and candles. Summoning the spirits, I tell you! My apartment smells like a hippie den from 1966. I'm wearing sandals. Deity. Very nice. Madsy End Times. Hexoplastic arguments between elephants with octotrunks devolve into tusks, splashed with blood and skin shredded. into tears. Dear Lord. Well, it's been quite an evening, and I just want to say to you all, from me to you, this is the coolest thing that I do. This is the thing I do in my life that makes my life feel like it's all on track. Doesn't matter what I do for money, doesn't matter what's going on with college. When I have Weird at Night and I have this community, I know my back is covered. So I just want to say thank you to every one of you who tuned in. Thank you to everyone who shares their souls with this community. I can't wait to see you again, which will be Saturday, unless you meet me over in the Discord voice chat right now. Anyway, until then, the goddess of goodbye, Naomi Baomi Faomi, is going to sing us out. Goodbye, everyone.
You're weird at night, so weird at night. Thanks for being so weird at night. For 100 nights, weird at night.
Freed from the shackles of time and space, we present Weird